Get it. What up, crypto warriors? It's Ultra Crypto back at it again. Today is Tuesday, the 5th of January, 2021. Bitcoin is down 6% over the past 24 hours. It has to take a cooling off period. A lot of people got liquidated on Binance. The longs got liquidated on Binance last night because Bitcoin dropped down to $27,000 just real quick. Within 1 hour, but it bounced back and we recovered a little bit. But yeah, because Bitcoin is cooling down, everything is starting to cool down as well, especially in the top 10. I have these coins highlighted because these coins are my top picks for 2021. My top 5 picks for 2020 did great. My top 5 picks was just Bitcoin, and it did great. So I'm picking 5 more coins, including Bitcoin. So here it is: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Polkadot, number 16, Celsius Network, and all the way down at number 63, Nexo. All of these coins, I will be doing an in-depth video on all of them and how I see them performing over this coming year in 2021. Let's get into it. All the stories coming today are from Cointelegraph. OCC greenlights national banks to run nodes and stablecoin networks. On Monday evening, the Treasury's Office of the Comptroller of the Currency told national banks that they are allowed to run independent nodes for distributed ledger networks. So the OCC, the person that's in charge of the OCC, Mr. Brian Brooks, he's coming directly from Coinbase, so he's obviously pro-crypto. Since he was appointed back in May of 2020, the halving month, by the way, since he was appointed back in May of 2020, he's been changing the rules for banks to get into the crypto space. We're going to see, in my opinion, a mass hiring spree for people that have been in the crypto space, especially if you've taken any of Ivan on Tech's courses at the Ivan on Tech Academy. You'll be able to start to work at one of these banks because they have no idea what stablecoins are and how to run the nodes properly and all these things. We've been in the space. You could go definitely work for one of these banks and get paid big bucks because of the knowledge that you have already. All right. So banks must also be aware of potential risks when conducting INVN related activities. INVNs, independent node verification networks, including operational risk, compliance risk, and fraud. New technologies require enough technological expertise to ensure banks can manage these risks in a safe and sound manner. They have no idea how to set these things up and run them properly. This is where you could go in and start consulting with these banks, so this way they could stay compliant, especially if you are an attorney and getting into the crypto space, things of that nature, or just people that's been in the crypto space, period. All right, we have way more knowledge than a lot of these people that's been in the banking space. During this tenure, talking about Brian Brooks, during this tenure, the office has put out a host of guidance authorizing banks to be more active in crypto and more recently barring them from cutting off services to legal industries. So banks and crypto exchanges haven't been friends since crypto exchanges existed. Banks have made it hard for people to transfer their fiat from the banks into these exchanges, and this is why he said, hey, if they're legal entities, don't make it hard for them. Major lobbyist groups, the Blockchain Association, noted of today's announcement that the letter states that blockchains have the same status as other global financial networks such as SWIFT, ACH, and Fedwire. Such flagship mechanisms of international payments have had up to their games in response to competition from blockchain-based backed payments in recent years. Basically, SWIFT, ACH, Fedwire, those things are old technology. Blockchains, on the other hand, is new 21st century tech, and they are basically running circles around SWIFT and all those old technology. It's either the banks, come on board or get left behind. This is their blockbuster moment, so to speak. Next, speaking of banks, Russia's central bank tries to stem the tide of rubles leaving bank accounts. It's just another form of control. They're trying to control their citizens and not have them leave the ruble, not have them get out of the ruble. All right, they're forcing their fiat onto their citizens. And here it is. Beginning investors in Russia Russia will soon find themselves with fewer options to beat plummeting interest rates offered by at Russian savings accounts. In addition to investors themselves, the big losers are likely to be trading apps like Robinhood, which aim at first-timers. The CBR, the Central Bank of Russia, recommends securities platforms and applications have systems to secure the impossibility of execution on platform trades, resulting in the acquisition of stocks and other securities from foreign issuers by unqualified investors, except those approved by the CBR. What makes a qualified investor? If you're rich, if you're wealthy, that's what makes you a qualified investor. This is straight up BS. They're trying to control their citizens' spending habits. All right. No one wants to keep their fiat anymore. It's better to get into stocks because they're just continually going up in dollar value. It's better to get into cryptocurrencies because they're going to continue to go up. The more currency they print, it's better to get out of fiat. You don't want to keep your dollars. You don't want to keep your rubles because it's trash. There are major doubts that the actual intention is to protect investors. Like no duh. They're not protecting investors. In October, the CBR similarly issued guidance to limit unqualified investors from purchasing more than 600,000 rubles as of publication, just over $8,000 US worth of crypto in a year. So they're trying to protect their citizens by not allowing them to spend more than the equivalent of $8,000 a year on cryptocurrencies. That is straight up BS. Straight up BS. And again, it's just another form of control, them worrying about their citizens, that capital flight, leaving the ruble and going into currencies that they don't have a control over, like Bitcoin. Next, again, this is coming from Cointelegraph. Jack Dorsey warns that FinCEN regulations will drive crypto users offshore. If you're not familiar, FinCEN dropped some rule last couple of weeks, where they wanted cryptocurrency, I almost said banks, but cryptocurrency exchanges to KYC, know your customer, and AML, anti-money laundering, apply those rules to their customers' self-custodying wallets. So if you have a Ledger, if you have a Trezor, if you have a MetaMask wallet, right, and you go to Gemini or Cash App, well, you can't use MetaMask with Cash App, but you purchase your cryptos on Cash App or Gemini, and then you want to take it off and keep it on your own wallet. They want you to identify that wallet with your name and address and all this other nonsense. Jack Dorsey, strong proponent for Bitcoin, thinks it's BS because it really is. All these crypto, it'll just make more work for the crypto exchanges, because once you deposit it to that wallet, you then could just transfer it again to another wallet, and the exchanges can't see that. You know what I mean? They could look at a blockchain, but still, you could. There are ways to hide it, and they're just forcing people to want to use decentralized exchanges and want to use in-app swaps. So you could go to the Exodus app and swap your between cryptocurrencies, and guess what? FinCEN can't have any control over that. All right. So in the letter, it says that basically counterparty name and address collection reporting should not be required for virtual currencies, CTRs, or record keeping, as it's not required for cash today. And this is what the letter he wrote to FinCEN, right? It's not even required for cash, but yet they want to require it for cryptocurrencies. This is straight up, again, BS. Another way that they're trying to force and control people and how they spend their money. All right. FinCEN has received widespread criticism for its proposed rule change, with the regulator offering only 15 days rather than the usual 60 days for public comment after publishing the proposal on December 18th. I also left them a nice little note myself. All right. Despite such, nearly 6,000 comments have been submitted to FinCEN on the matter. And yeah, they came out with their midnight rule and only gave 15 days for people to rebut that rule. Again, it's just another form of control, and these guys are getting out because this administration, there's a changing of the guard, and a lot of these guys, they hate cryptos, right? They hate it, so they're trying to implement this sucky rule before they have to leave, and new people get appointed to their jobs. But let's discuss it in the comment section below. What do you think about these articles that I covered today, and also the top 6 points that I picked out for 2021? Let's talk about it. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.